You know, I keep hearing through social media and online that this movie is horrible. It's awful. It's just bad, but I actually enjoyed it. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Performance Perspective, where we watch different musicals and then we give our perspective. If you're new here, hi, I'm Care Darling, and if you're not, welcome back. And guess what? We're taking a journey to Under the Sea. As a 90s kid, I was excited when Disney announced that the next movie from their Renaissance era to get the live action treatment was going to be The Little Mermaid. We all have our opinions about the quality of these live action remakes, and given the quality of the preceding films, the excitement has sadly faded away as each release seems to be getting worse and worse. Beauty and the Beast was pretty good, except for the whole auto-tune thing. Aladdin to me was disappointing, but given my love of Robin Williams as the OG genie, I don't think I have ever been impressed. Lion King, well, was that really a live action? The film was a frame-by-frame remake, and they just cast the modern-day equivalents of the voice actors from the 1990s, with the exception of Beyonce and James Earl Jones. So when I went to see The Little Mermaid, my expectations going in were it's not going to be better than the cartoon, and that's okay. I'm here to be entertained. I'm happy to report back that it exceeded my expectations and I actually enjoyed it. The cartoon is still better, but here's what I think they got right. Casting Halle Bailey. When it comes to Ariel, you need someone who can sing, because out of all the Disney princesses, as well as being a mermaid, her voice is what she's best known for. Halle Bailey did a wonderful job, and the different songs allowed her to showcase her talent. The live-action version more fully develops Prince Eric at the expense of elements that were in the animated version. An example is the absence of les passons, Oh, okay. I like this creative decision because we learn more about Prince Eric by giving more context about where he's from, his passions, his love for uncharted waters. You come to understand why he and Ariel are a natural match for each other. Both are curious and have a healthy obsession with the unknown. In this version, we see that they actually have a lot in common despite coming from literally different worlds. This might be shocking if you saw my previous video about my reaction to the trailer, but when it came down to Melissa McCarthy's portrayal as Ursula, I actually enjoyed it. However, as an Ursula fan, there were things that I felt were missing. For example, in Poor Unfortunate Souls, it's important to know who she's singing to. The goal is for Ariel to agree to an unfair deal, so Ursula needs to appease her. Ariel has been warned about everyone's favorite sea witch, so when Ursula shares about knowing a little magic, she sings,
I will use it on behalf of the miserable, the lonely, and depressed. Pathetic.
It's meant to emphasize her disdain, which she can either be, directing it to herself or to Flotsam and Jetsam, quietly and under her breath. In the live action version, some of Ursula's throwaway insults are directed at Ariel. Overall, Melissa McCarthy's performance did a great job with one of my all-time favorite villains. For those of you who've seen the movie, I'm really interested to know what you think. Now, although I enjoyed the live-action version more than I thought I would, here are the reasons why I still prefer the animated version. In the animated version, there's a greater emphasis on how important Ariel's voice is, because her voice is renowned as being the greatest across all of the seven seas. We, the audience, understand the sacrifice she's making when she enters into her Faustian bargain with Ursula. The CGI isn't great. I watched this with my husband, who commented that there was something off with Halle's face in scenes when she's swimming around. Trying to create visual effects, particularly the motion of hair underwater, is challenging, and technology has only recently gotten to the point where it can be done in a convincing manner. A good example of this is Aquaman, where the VFX were highly praised. Lastly, I'm just disappointed with how the relationship between King Triton and Ariel is portrayed. Owing to King Triton's wife, Ariel's mother, being killed by a human, he understandably hates mankind and doesn't want to encourage any interaction between his and their worlds. This is the reason why he forbids Ariel from spending time in the overworld, and it's the source of the tension between them. King Triton is supposed to be overprotective towards Ariel, especially with her being the youngest and therefore baby of his daughters. And so when she disobeys his order, there needs to be a point where he loses his temper. I felt that he needed to raise his voice or act in an appropriate manner. There needed to be a clear distinction between when he speaks to her as a king versus when he's being a father. By the end of the movie, I just wasn't satisfied when he learns that it's time to let go and not be so controlling. It's not well developed and sort of comes from nowhere. They use the line, "How much I'm going to miss my little one." Although he does use his powers to transform her back into a human, sadly, he doesn't give her a dress transformation. Just when you think King Triton has abandoned her, he and a bunch of other mermen, mermaids, and merchildren all show up as Ariel and Prince Eric are about to depart on their voyage into uncharted waters. The scene is meant to convey that mer people and humans can now live in harmony as Ariel and Eric are about to go explore the world on a ship. So they're going to be at sea, which means they're technically going to be closer to King Triton rather than Eric's mom, Queen Selena. There's so much I want to share and talk about, but again, I do want you to see it for yourself or even listen to the music and let me know your thoughts, especially the rap number Scuttlebutt, which I thought that was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with me, and don't forget to like and subscribe because there will be more Little Mermaid topics I want to talk about in, another video. And without further ado, take care, darling.